Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back again here to our latest edition of the 2022 Raider Sports Report, covering the 2022 Delaware County Girls Basketball Tournament here tonight with our preview show. Again, as always, I'm Brandon Morvillius. That's cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Again, we want to thank you all for tuning in. And we'll go ahead and get things started here tonight. Again, it's that time of the year already. It's kind of crazy how time has flown right on by. Started off there in the middle to latter part of November with the girls basketball team getting their season underway, and then the boys basketball about a week or two after. And here we are already in near the middle part of January, and reared and ready to go for this county tournament. It always is a very exciting time, because of all these teams. You get to this time of the year, you kind of start seeing the best out of all these teams. They already have quite a few games under their belt, and hopefully they're, all the teams are clicking on all cylinders. And we've seen that here from the Wapahani Lady Raider basketball team for a good portion of the season here, where we've been seeing them play some very good basketball. So hopefully they'll have a very successful Delaware County girls basketball tournament this week. So we will start off the show here, folks. We're going to take a look here at the bracket, so we'll throw it up here on the screen. This is the 2022 Delaware County Girls Basketball Tournament bracket. So again, starting up tomorrow night on Tuesday, January the 11th, it will be the Daleville Lady Broncos. They will be the visiting team taking on the home team, the Wapahani Lady Raiders. Again, that will be a 6 p.m. start time there for that one. Followed by the Cowan Lady Blackhawks. They will be taking on the Yorktown Lady Tigers. Again, that will be at 8 p.m. Again, tomorrow night, Tuesday, January the 11th. Then on Thursday, January the 13th, there'll be the Delta Lady Eagles, again playing the winner of the Daleville and Wapahani game. That'll be the first game on Thursday night, 6 p.m. start time, followed by Westdale. The Lady Warriors will take on the winner of Yorktown and Cowan. Again, they're in the second game of the night at 8 p.m. They're on Thursday, January the 13th. Then with the 2022 Delaware County Girls Basketball Tournament Championship game culminating at 6 p.m. at Delta High School there on Saturday night, January the 15th. Again, the first two rounds will be held at Yorktown High School. So all girls basketball action will be held again at Yorktown High School tomorrow night and Thursday night. Right here, and we're hoping to potentially get the broadcast the Wapahani games for both the boys and the girls basketball tournaments this week. We're still waiting to hear a little bit more information about that, but we'll make sure and relay that information to all of you. Make sure to follow us on our social media on Twitter at WHS Network, and then WHS Network on Facebook. Like our Facebook page, and again, we'll have updated information coming up on that. Again, we're hoping to potentially find out something this evening pertaining there, if we're going to get to do that come tomorrow night there from Yorktown, with Daleville taking on Wapahani at 6 p.m. So again, that's what the bracket looks like. Now we'll kind of break down these teams, and this is why we like to do this. We kind of like to dig deep a little bit into the stats, see what these teams have been able to do since we played them. And Wapahani has played every single team in the county tournament so far this season, and thankfully, we've had a lot of success there, which we'll get into those results here later on in the show. But we'll go ahead and take a look here at your Wapahani Lady Raiders. Now, we're not going to go big time in depth because we don't want to give a lot away. Obviously, you all know, what they can do, kind of the ladies that are kind of the go-to girls, but every player on there has played such a vital role. You've had some girls missing in different parts of the season so far, and it's nice to have everybody back healthy and reared and ready to go for this county tournament week, which is one of the biggest weeks of the season, if not the biggest week during the regular season. So the Raiders currently a record of 11-5 on the season. They're averaging 58.5 points per game offensively. On the defensive end, they're only allowing 41.3. So definitely one of the most stingier defenses, especially around here, if not right here in the eastern part of Indiana. So we played very, very well on the defensive end. Field goal percentage here, we're 324 of 785, good for 41%. From beyond the arc, we are 101 of 358, good for 28%. And then at the charity stripe, the old free throw line, 136 of 223, good for 61%. The Raiders average nearly 29 rebounds a game at 28.6. Assists per game is 14.1. We also average 14.6 steals per game, and we turn the ball over at a rate of 12.8 turnovers per game. Again, as I said before, we're not going to go in depth as far as player stats, things like that. But all these young ladies have performed at such a high level. You're going to have your games where it's not going to go according to plan, and then you're just going to have games where you're clicking on all cylinders, playing good, fundamentally sound basketball for the full 32 minutes, and you come out of it with a lopsided victory. And even when you sometimes play great, doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to result in a victory either. Sometimes the team's just better that day, your opponent, and so it's been very interesting to see these ladies play throughout the course of the year so far, through these first 16 games. And, I think they've had a lot of success. They've had some letdowns, sure. What team doesn't? I don't care what team it is. At some point in time, there's always going to be something that you're going to look at that you need to fix throughout the course of the season to help make you better, to build off the strengths that you already have. But obviously, head coach Scott Hudson, again, has this talented team, has a nice balance of underclassmen as well as upperclassmen that I think that have blended well together as a team throughout the course of the year. And, they've been good, like I said, for the most part, and hopefully that trend will continue here. But, in this county tournament, we've got to play our A game. This is a time where, we've got to play that fundamentally sound basketball, in all phases of the game. And hopefully, if, defensively, if we start facing that pressure like we've seen from some of these good teams like a Frankton, like a Winchester, some of these other teams that have posed a threat to us, hopefully we're able to overcome those challenges and find ways to win. But I think that given, where we are right now in the season, I really, I would hope to think, you really like your chances right here if you're Wapahani, but every game's a new game. Anything can happen. That's why you've got to bring your A game each and every single time out there, because you just never know. So we're really looking forward to that ball game tomorrow night, again, there for your Wapahani Lady Raiders. Now on the flip side here, the Daleville Lady Broncos coming into the ball game at 4-11 on the season. Statistically averaging 34.8 points a game here on offense. They're allowing 47.8 points a game there on defense. Shooting percentage, not the best. They've had a little trouble here. 191 of 670. That is good for 29% from the field. Followed up there with 35 of 206, 17% from beyond the arc. And then at the free throw line, they're 105 of 194. That is 54% free throw shooting. Rebounds a game, they average 33.2 rebounds a game. They also average 4 assists, 9.4 steals, and they turn the ball over at a rate of 22.7 times per game. So that obviously is going to contribute to that 4-11 record. But again, tomorrow night's a brand new night. You never know what can happen. Most impactful players to watch for here if you're Wapahani looking at Daleville. Audrey Voss, first and foremost, a young lady averaging nearly 10 points a game at 9.9, also 6.6 rebounds. She's shooting 37% from the field, 45 of 123. Mostly lives on the inside, doesn't really extend out very much. She's 4 of 20 from beyond the three-point line. Not a huge threat there. And then at the free throw line, she's probably the best on the team at free throw shooting, 55 of 80, good for 69%. So again, that's Audrey Voss. Next here we have Trishell Johnson coming in, averaging 7.3 points a game and 6.1 rebounds a game, and that's as a freshman. She's really, like I said, really been a big help to this Lady Broncos team. And 37% field goal percentage, 45 of 122. Again, another one that's not a big-time three-point threat here. She's 4 of 14, 29%. And then at the free throw line, she is 8 of 28, good for 29% there from the free throw line. So again, that is Trishell Johnson. And then lastly here we have Emmy Isom, averaging 6.9 points a game, also 4.7 rebounds, 2.3 steals per game. 24% field goal percentage, 36 of 147. The best three-point shooter that they got by far. She is 16 of 88, good for 18% from beyond the arc. And then 15 of 24, 63% from the charity stripe. There is Emmy Isom. So, again, that's Daleville. Wapahani already played Daleville earlier on this season. They won that one 66-17. That was back on November the 20th of last year, right out here at Wapahani. Now we'll take a look here at the Delta Lady Eagles. Again, they received the first round bye, so again they will be playing the winner of Wapahani and Daleville coming up there on Thursday night. But Delta has a current record of 3-13 on offense. They're averaging 30.8 points a game. They're allowing 48.1. Field goal percentage, 27%. They are 172 of 629 from the field. Beyond the arc, 69 of 286, good for 24%. And they are 79 of 135, 59% from the free throw line. Rebounds, 29.4 rebounds a game, 7.4 assists, also 6.4 steals per game, and they turn it over 25.1 times a game. Again, the most impactful players here for Delta, you got Abby Rouse, 9.1 points per game, averages 3.8 rebounds, also 2.8 assists, 30% field goal percentage. She's 36 of 121, also 22 of 77, good for 29% from downtown, and 24 of 36, 67% there from the free throw line. Next, we have Sydney Strobel here for the Lady Eagles, averaging 7.6 points per game, also 4.7 rebounds. She's 36 of 118, 31% there from field goal percentage. 25 of 79, 32% from downtown, which, by the way, is best on the team in that statistical category. And then she's 2 of 6, 33% from the charity stripe. So again, out of Sydney Strobel, last couple right here. Paisley Cool for Delta, average, I'll tell you what, heck of a number right here, 6.9 points a game, and then 10.3 rebounds a game. So she gets that average up point total-wise. She's already going to be right up there at double-double range. But Paisley Cool, again, averaging 6.9, 10.3 right there, 41 of 97, 42% from the field. Again, she doesn't take any shots from beyond the arc. She always, she's staying on the inside part of the game. But she does. She is currently 28 of 37, 76% there from the free throw line. And then lastly here we have Kaylin Logan, averaging 6 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, also 2.1 assists. She is 35 of 151, 23% from the field, also 17 of 88, 19% from beyond the three-point line. And then 9 of 25, 36% from the free throw line. Again, just like Delta, Wapahani defeated Delta back on November the 19th. That was a 65-12 final score there in that one. Again, I don't think there's necessarily any kind of correlation per se. You've got to kind of take that a little bit with a grain of salt. I know they had some girls out at that time. But, again, they've continued to struggle here throughout the season, unfortunately, there for them. But, as I've already said, anything is possible. So we'll see what happens coming up again there tomorrow night against Wapahani versus Daleville. Daleville will be the visiting team. Wapahani, there will be the home team. And then it'll be Cowan versus Yorktown, which I'm going to send things on over here to Redbeard to break it down the rest of the way.
Yeah, thanks, Marv. Yeah, we'll start with the Cowan Blackhawks. They come in with a 4-10 record on the season. They score 37.8 points per game while giving up 51.1. Now, unfortunately, that's all the stats Cowan has reported. So, next, we'll go with the Yorktown Tigers. They come in with a 3-12 record on the season. As a team, they score 39.1 points per game while giving up 48.7. Field goal percentage, they're 170 of 565, good for 30%. From three-point land, they're 51 of 174, good for 29%. From the free throw line, they're 75 of 128, good for 59%. They get 23.1 rebounds per game, 5.8 assists per game, 6.7 steals, and they turn the ball over 14.6 times per game. Some players to watch for. First, we got Rhea Torari. She scores 10.9 points per game, 3.1 rebounds, From the field, she's 40 of 136, good for 29%. From the three-point line, she's 27 of 77, good for 35%. And from the free throw line, she's 24 of 27, good for 89%. Next, we have Amari Wright. She gets 8.3 points per game on 3.4 rebounds per game. She's 38 of 122 from the field, good for 31%. From the three, she's 11 of 40, good for 28%. And from the free throw line, she's 12 of 20, good for 60%. Then we have Cameron Isaacs, 7.6 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game. From the field, she's 35 of 129, good for 27%. From the three, she's 5 of 23, good for 22%. And from the free throw line, she's 6 of 32, good for 50%. 16 of 32, sorry. And finally, we have Jenna Sylvester. She's 4.3 points per game, 6.4 rebounds per game. From the field, she's 21 of 52, good for 40%. From the free throw line, she's 9 of 22, good for 41%. Finally, we have the Westdale Warriors. They come in with a 6-9 record on the season. As a team, they score 37.9 points per game while giving up 43.1. Their field goal percentage, they are 181 of 644, good for 28%. From three-point land, they're 50 of 259, good for 19%. From the free throw line, they're 101 for 187, good for 54%. They get 24.9 rebounds a game, 7.3 assists, 12.3 steals, and they turn the ball over at 19.7 times a game. Now some players to watch for. First, we have Gracie Gillen, 16.9 points per game, 3.8 rebounds a game, 4.2 steals per game. From the field, she's 87 of 257, good for 34%. From the three-point line, she's 26 of 107, good for 24%. And from the free throw line, she's 37 of 53, good for 70%. Next, we have J.C. Knott, 4.2 points per game, 1.9 rebounds per game. Her field goal percentage is 20 of 83, good for 24%. From the three-point line, she's 12 of 55, good for 22%. From the free throw line, she's 7 of 17, good for 41%. And finally, we have Marcy Bunch, 3.9 points per game, 2.9 rebounds. From the field, she's 17 for 109, good for 16%. From the three, she's 8 of 61, good for 13%. And from the free throw line, she's 12 of 18, good for 67%.
All right. Well, thank you, Redbeard, again breaking down Cowan with a very minimal amount.
Right. Yeah.
But then also Yorktown and Westdale. Again, there'll be Wapahani and Daleville tomorrow night, and then Cowan and Yorktown as well at 8 p.m. Again, we hope to hear a little bit more back, as far as if we'll be broadcast or not. Like I said earlier on the show, we will make sure and relay any information pertaining to that, hopefully sometime later on this evening or sometime there tomorrow morning. If we'll be broadcasting those games. Again, we're really hoping we're going to be able to. It's something that I think is it's a good thing to have. I think. Especially county tournament time, it's nice to get even more coverage, and so we're hopeful, but we're not going to make any guarantees. We'll kind of wait and see what happens there with that. But lastly here, we wanted to take a look here because, again, as I mentioned earlier, Wapahani has played all of our county opponents so far. I've already talked about the final scores there for Daleville and then Delta there against Wapahani. But then we'll see how Westdale, Yorktown, and Cowan fared against your Lady Raiders. Wapahani defeated Westdale back on November the 22nd, a 62-43 final score, and that was from Westdale. Back there again on November the 22nd. And again on December the 7th of last year, Wapahani went to Yorktown, took down the Tigers by a final score of 56-49 there in that one. And then on December the 16th, right here at Wapahani defeated Cowan 54-26. So really, the only close game was Yorktown. And that was, again, back there in early December. So, again, you kind of take that for what it's worth. It's good wins there at the time. I don't think it's really a huge indication of as far as how things will go in this county tournament. Obviously, we're hopeful for Wapahani. We're rooting them on. We want them to win. We want them to win this county championship. Bring that title back here to Raider country. But it's going to be a tough, it's going to be a tough tournament like it always is. And so we're expecting hopefully a great turnout. Please come on out, support your Wapahani Lady Raider basketball team. Again, it'll be a 6 p.m. start time tomorrow night from Yorktown High School. Again, taking on the Daleville Lady Broncos. Again, if they win that, they will then play on Thursday night against Delta Same time, same place, 6 p.m. at Yorktown. And then the championship game will then be on Saturday night, January the 15th. It'll be a 6 p.m. start time from Delta High School. So again, the first 2 rounds at Yorktown, championship round at Delta. So again, that breaks it down right there. Again, the bracket, the stats and information on all the teams. We hope you all got a little something from this. And we're expecting hopefully a great tournament here for Wapahani, and hopefully can win 3 games and claim the title and move on from there as we close out this 2021-2022 regular season here with the next 2.5, 3 weeks from now. But looking forward to the county tournament this week here, folks. Again, we want to thank you all for spending some time here with us with our Raider Sports Report, again presenting the 2022 Delaware County Girls Basketball Tournament Preview Show here tonight on the WHS Network. Again, until next time, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Have a great night, everyone.